Hi, my name is Christopher Brown, and I'm a math teacher. I've been a math teacher for over 20 years, and I just thought I'd like to share some of the things I picked up as far as learning math. If you're a student and teaching math, if you're a teacher, that should make things a lot easier. Oftentimes in teaching math, we do things the hard way, but there's an easier way to do things if we really think about it. It's called the more intuitive approach. Okay? So let's take an example. Today we'll just work on some circles. As you see right here that I have up circles. Different parts of the circle will be right here. We'll list those. Don't worry about what they stand for right now. Um, there's some things a concept we want to think about before we get into all the elements and characteristics of a circle. First thing we want to understand is the concept of area. So our concept of area is really simple. It's like a 2 by 4. It's how much space something takes up, how big it is, right? So for area. So for this one, if this is 2 by 2, I know that there are a total of 4 squares in there. Okay, and when we say 2 squared, we mean we are putting it into a square. So when you think of area, I want you to think of little tiny squares. How many little boxes or how many little squares make up that one? 4. Well, how many squares make up a 3 by 3? Pretty simple, right? 3 squared is 3 times 3, which equals 9. Okay? And we also know that 4 times 4 will give us how many little boxes? If we're not sure, we can count them. If we count every one, we will get 16. 4 squared equals 16 boxes, okay? Which is also 4 by 4 or 4 times 4. Okay, it all both equals 16. So that's area. But when we get to circles, we're just going to go ahead and take a look at these and do them the easy way. Let's take a look at this circle. Right now we got halfway through the circle. And we could see that halfway through this circle is, well, why don't you answer? What is halfway through the circle? That's right, it's 5. Okay. If halfway through the circle is 5, what's all the way through the circle? Well, yeah, that's right. 5 plus 5 would be 10. That's perfect. So that would be 10 right there. Okay, great. So we've got halfway through, we've got all the way through the circle. What is the distance then all the way around the circle? What would the distance all the way around the circle be? I'll give you a second to think about that one. Well, if we do think about it, it's going to be this number. You're right, if you're thinking 10. And then what do we always use with circles? We don't want to forget that it's only with circles. They come in apple, peach, pumpkin, sweet potato. That's right, pi. So we have 10 pi is the distance around the circle. Very good. And our last question is, how much space will this circle take up? What's the area of the circle? How much space does it take up? And that's why we have our A for area. And we'll say, well, we want to go back to think of this concept, and we'll think of a 5 by 5, just a 5 by 5, and that would equal 5 squared, which is 25. So here we will have 25, and we can't forget our dessert, pi. And that's pretty simple how we would begin to understand the parts of a circle based on just giving the radius halfway through the circle. Okay? Let's do some more. Why not? Okay, what if halfway through the circle is? Let's do an easy one. Oh, let's say 6. Okay, halfway through the circle is 6. What's all the way through the circle? That's right, 12. What would the distance around the circle be? We can remember our pattern. It is 12, don't forget your dessert, pi. That's right. And then how much space will the circle take up? How big is it? This particular circle then would be 6 by 6, so it's a 36 pi. If you were thinking 36 pi, very good, you're right. Hey, let's do another one. We want to understand these. Does this work for all our circles? Can we put any number in here? We want to just keep doing a few more for understanding. So let's just keep going here. Let's do halfway through the circle this time. We did 5, we did 6, let's do 8. What's halfway through the circle is 8. What's all the way through the circle? That's right, 16. If all the way through the circle is 16, what's the distance around the circle? 16 pi. That's right. And then how much space will this circle take up? 8 by 8? That's right, 64. 64 pi. Okay, that's an easy way to understand and do circles. If you aren't not sure, R is for radius, D is for diameter, and C is for circumference. Now, I would encourage you to not worry about these definitions. We know A is for area until you understand the concepts of the circle. Halfway, all the way, distance around it times pi, or this diameter times pi is the distance around it, and how much space it takes up is the area. We want to understand those concepts, the space that they take up and by their definitions, not necessarily these words, okay? Distance around, halfway through, all the way through. All right, well, thank you for listening in and watching today. Like I said, it's just a simple lesson. I'll try to put more up, as many as I can. You can count these as little math hacks, little easier ways to get stuff done. Look, we want to make things easier so that students can go higher in math, okay? We don't need to always make it hard. Have a great day.